You're having a wonderful day. It's time to talk to Miss, should I say Miss now? I just sometimes prefer to go. Patience Johnson, a world-renowned cosmetic dermatologist, an eminent researcher, an author, a motivational speaker, beauty industry entrepreneur, a multi-award international tutor, Eagle Award from Germany on corporate leadership, an icon, and the CEO of Derma Contour Worldwide based in Germany. She's currently consulting at Derma Contour Aesthetics and Beauty Clinic Abuja, treating all kinds of skin issues. Good morning, madam. Good to have you on the show this morning.
Good morning, Jenny.
All right, so much can be said about our journey so far into many issues that have to do with the body, with the mind, and when we look at what people should be, we still continue to see the fact that Nigerians and people at large attend to issues of the society or even the issues of keeping their body clean or keeping their body in a way that it doesn't deteriorate with external chemicals. The mindset is still there. But let's talk a little bit now generally as regards how far we have come. Some of the testimonies from your place. I mean, one of the things you do is not just treat, you also talk to people.
That's right.
How has that changed and how is that going to be the center part of your work?
Yeah, it has really changed. I think I see improvement. We get a lot of testimonies because people have really come to realize that I'm here to make impact, not really to make money. You understand? Okay, I need money too, but I think sometimes there are more important things than that making of money, because it won't fetch me anything that I see somebody deteriorating and then I will be collecting the person's money instead of telling the person the truth. Because they say the truth shall set you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. So that's why I garner all my efforts in trying to talk people out when they are doing the wrong thing, not to like all this average Nigerian. When you ask them, they will say they are taking supplement. You ask them for what? Like I had yesterday a consultation. Are you on any medication? She said yes. I said what? She said collagen. And I said, what is collagen? He said sort of vitamin. I said, ma'am, who taught you that collagen is vitamin? He said, yeah, they sell it in the pharmacies and the people really love to consume. I said, yes, it's true. It's typical in Nigeria. Nigerians love to consume. But consuming what you don't know is the most dangerous part of it. So I started explaining to her what collagen is all about, why black human beings don't even need collagen, because we have excess of it. So these are the areas where you try to tell them, and that some people, some that really want to change, they adhere to your advice and they make proper use of it.
Okay, so here's something I find quite interesting, even growing up, even till now. Obviously, having your bath is a very private business. People, it's expected that people have their bath privately. And yes, that's about the only time people get to clean their skin properly. But I've seen situations where people are advocating and arguing on what part, on how best to clean the parts of the body. For example, there's this issue of whether to use iron sponge, soft sponge, or tough sponge, or whether or not even to use sponge. I've heard people say, oh, a sponge, anytime I use sponge on my skin, I start to itch. Some other people say, anytime it's not a medicated soap, I start to itch. What would be the best approach to having your bath, and what parts of the body, especially when it comes to the skin, should attention be paid to more thoroughly? For example, I do know that when people do put soap into a sponge and you attempt to wipe your armpit, if you use the same pressure which you use on your hand, when you wipe your armpits, you're going to come off with injuries. That's because it has a softer skin compared as alongside with some other private parts. But so what would be, because many of us just learn how to have a bath. After you pour water, then your mother will ask you, did you bath well? You say I bath well, and that becomes the lifetime routine for many of us.
Yeah, I think you choose what kind of sponge you use. There are soft sponge, there are meadow sponge, there are hard sponge. So if the harder, the lesser you use on the skin, because it's going to spoil what we call in German. I'm sorry, I have to speak German now. We call it Sauerschutzmantel, which is the protective tissue I think is the English word of it, because that's the function of the skin. So if you overwork on the skin, it will create damage. It can also make the skin not to function properly the way it's supposed to. So it's better when you, even if you're using the hard sponge, don't use power. You know, here our people love pressure. So so just do it with feeling, yeah, while you're using the sponge. So it's necessary that you use sponge on the armpit and then the private part, the pubic area. Why? Because there are thousands of bacteria that accumulate there because of the wet and the warm environment that is there. Is covered, it does not breathe. You understand? Yeah, because it's covered and then with the hairs and all this thing. So it's better you focus more on that side and then on the armpit. But on the armpit, please, not with pressure, because the skin there is also sensitive. Then the face, which is also important. So what I like, some people, they will say they do peeling. Peeling is like something salty or stone that you use to try to cleanse the skin. Some people say they do it every day, which is also not good. Everyday peeling on the skin is not good because it still spoils the protective tissue. So I advise, if you're doing peeling, body peeling, just do it once in 2 weeks, will be fine.
Okay, so there's also that important part, conversation about how do you determine the soap that works for you? Without reference to brand. In the 90s, late 90s in Nigeria, there was this soap that was being sold, and it's still being sold. Local soap, no brand, no nothing.
Yeah.
It's essentially soda, and people, it looks like cake. If you look at it on, it looks like cake.
Yeah.
And some say, well, if you're still trying to look good, that soda actually washes thoroughly through the skin. I know it's essentially a soda. I don't know what else goes into the making of that very soap, but it forms a lot, and there's a lot of things that go into that. How good is that? What's appropriate for the black man's skin here? Should we be inclined towards more? I don't know how else to describe it, because we do a lot of soap importation into a climate that's completely different from the makers
That's
of
right.
soap.
That's right. That one thing we should also not forget here is that black skin is the most sensitive skin on earth.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it looks gross, but it's not. It's the most sensitive skin. So anything I usually advise, anything you're giving to a black skin should be mild. It should not be hard. Like this, our typical black soap is very harsh. I can't use it because when I place it on my skin, I have burnt. You understand? So that's why sometimes, during those days or those years, there hasn't not been this technology, innovation, or trying to analyze what kind of ingredients is in the soap or in the cream. But thank God for technology today. At least one can say this is what it is. Unfortunately, what my European counterparts does for Africa is the contrary. You understand? Because when I check out most of the creams that were imported from France here, where they put hydroquinone and glutathione, they don't sell it in Europe. You understand? You can't even sell hydroquinone to somebody in Europe. And if I tell you the way we use hydroquinone or glutathione, it's absolutely on the professional side. Unfortunately, they send all those things to Africa, knowing the weakness of the African women. They know that the average African woman wants to be fair. You understand? So they keep putting all those ingredients and shipping it here to them, and they kept consuming, and the thing kept damaging the skin. Like, I don't want to call one name. Actually, the cream is from Germany. And this is, if you watch most of my lectures in my academy in Germany, in the YouTube, where I used to even cartoon the company, that I said that if you really want to go on ski holiday or want to rub on your back of your leg, just use that cream. But coming into Nigeria, I saw that, this is already, they put, it's on every billboard. You understand? I said, this is this cream. I said, oh my God, what am I seeing? So you see, it's all about their bringing in their products to make money.
Let's talk about the hair scalp, because that is a crisis in it, right? Yeah. There's also the need where people say, this wig looks good on me, especially ladies. This wig looks good on me. That the young men who do dreadlocks, turning, the hair on the head attaching, you have attachments, you have all kinds of things that go on.
Yeah.
And there's also that urgent need to care for it in the most natural way, if I may say.
Yeah.
Some people apply relaxer and they become burnt, and
we have so many
yes,
issues of that.
and I'm sure they come to
there are
your
so many,
clinic.
so many. It has caused a lot of damage, especially, you know, sometimes in the salon, what they do is when they are running out of one relaxer, maybe they've started using one and it is finished, then they just switch over to another one. They do it even when I did a makeup workshop here. I noticed, you see somebody, she has makeup foundation from Mary Kay, the other one has from Tara, the other one has from Sleek, Sleek. So they mix all together. And that is not the sense in it, because each and every one of these companies has their own ingredients. And sometimes most of these ingredients don't agree with the ingredients of the other company, and which may cause some reactions, certain reactions on the skin. You see, so it's the same thing with when we talk of the scalp. I used to tell people, drink lots of water, because we have a lot of dandruff issues here because of the dryness. The skin is so dry. Yeah, but I think the best thing to do is when you want to relax your hair, go with your own relaxer. Although I'm not a super fan of relaxer, I carry afro hair. My whole family carry afro hair because I know the damage the relaxer causes to the brain. So I'm not really a professional to that, but I would say it's better carry enough so that you don't end up mixing, because that's what causes those damages on the scalp.
So let's talk about when your hair breaks off from your skin. Sometimes you have it in your head. Some people are bald, and they've been wondering, is this just completely hereditary? Yes, it's true.
Sometimes,
sometimes
it's disease. Sometimes it's an effect from drug. When somebody is taking some certain drugs,
it can trigger baldness.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But what we do in the clinic is we activate those cells, the stem cells, so that they start growing again. You will have your normal hair growing again.
I do understand, and I have no proof for this, but there are some drugs that have similar chemicals to what people use for chemotherapy. Chemotherapy, of course, is used in the treatment of cancer.
That's right.
So people take some of these drugs that share similar chemical composition.
That's right.
And they start to lose their hair.
Yeah.
Is there any of them that is in commercial circulation, without mentioning brand, that people have to be careful?
There is. The problem I have with Nigerians, and what I'm seeing with Nigerians is true. It's terrible here. People just consume for consumption's sake. Nobody take out time to read. Just like that lady that I told you yesterday. She said, yeah, I'm taking collagen. I said, he said sort of vitamin. I said, no, there's nothing like vitamin in collagen. Collagen is not a vitamin. If you want to eat vitamin, you go buy your fruits and vegetables. We have it in the market. You understand? So the thing is, people consume what they don't know here. There's a lot of tablets that if you check average Nigerian, they are hypertensive. This is also an effect from some certain drugs. Side effect. You understand? Some people, they consume antibiotics. When I recommend antibiotics in Germany, I have to place you on water therapy for 30 days. Because I need you to excrete it after it must have done the work that it's supposed to do. But you come in here, you see people taking antibiotics as if they are taking daily pills. So, which is also deadly. It affects the liver, it affects the kidney. I don't really want to be with the medics here. I don't want to know what they are seeing every day in the hospital. You understand? So, we need to create more awareness on these very issues.
Okay. Well, we have to talk about this more, or people would have to ask you more about this when they come to your clinic. We're pressed for time. So let's talk about your clinic, Derma Control Worldwide, based in Germany, also here in Abuja, Aesthetics and Beauty Clinic in Abuja. You want to share more about how they can be in touch with you?
Yeah, they can call us on our number 0812 891 8859. I repeat, 0812 891 8859 or 081 505 93589. I repeat, 081 505 93589. or you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Derma Contour Skin Clinic. As from April, I will be having a live program on Silverbed,
okay.
Fridays 10:30. From April, we'll be talking about health issues, and it's a 30 minutes program. So just plan your date ahead with us.
All right.
It will be so interesting. I think maybe more than Nigeria Info. Because then you get to see my big mouth.
Yeah. maybe not. Okay, but people can as well go to your YouTube channel. I do see Derma Contour Aesthetics and Beauty Clinic Abuja on YouTube and see some of their procedures as you have it there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Patience Johnson, a world-renowned cosmetic dermatologist, an eminent researcher and author, a motivational speaker, a beauty industry entrepreneur, a multi-award-winning international tutor with Eagle Award from Germany on corporate leadership and icon, and the CEO of Derma Contour Worldwide based in Germany. Of course, she's currently consulting at Derma Contour Aesthetics and Beauty Clinic Abuja, treating all kinds of skin issues. Many thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.